Good morning, everybody. So just a quick forewarning. So this is an educational video,
Yes.
but there is some things that are graphic when it comes to processing your own meat animals. Today, we're going to be doing chickens. We're doing this as an educational thing so somebody can follow along, but because of that, we're going to actually show some stuff that normally we would blur out or cut out of the video. So if you have a weak stomach and you don't like seeing animals dispatched, you might not want to watch this video.
Or you have children.
Or children. Don't let your small children watch this. It can be quite disturbing. We try to do this as humanely and peacefully as possible for the birds, respecting the life and what God has given us for food and allowed us the opportunity to teach others. So with that being said, we hope you enjoy the video.
Yeah, and these guys will be coming out of here next week after the Freedom Rangers are processed. They are going to go into that chicken tractor. Well, here they are. Last couple days. They will be processed on Sunday. These are Cornish cross. They are 12 weeks old, and there are 91 of them. And Sunday we will be processing these. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. It's 0 dark 30.
It is
Sunday morning.
dark 30. It's not even 6 o'clock yet. We are up going to get ice for the ice buckets.
Also known as stupid 30.
And here we are.
Stupid is as stupid does. But anyhow,
And you can't fix stupid.
Here we are. That's not positive. So
No,
on a
it's not. On a positive note.
Today is chicken day.
Yes.
Thankfully, our last one.
Yes, and once we are done with these, there will be no more big batches of birds. But we are on our way to go get ice. We have 3 large coolers that we're going to fill up, and then come back and get the truck and go get the chickens, and then head over to our friend's house and get started. We have everything already all set up. This time I'll take you around and hopefully do a better job than I did on my first video.
Today's goal is to actually make this educational.
Yeah.
So the novice should be able to follow along with this. Now, we're not saying this is the right way, the perfect way, but this is the way that we learned and works well for us. And so we want to make it so that you don't have to watch an hour or 2 hour long video, but you can actually walk along right with the process and know exactly what to do every time to get your bird from the tractor or holding area to the freezer. So from step A all the way to step B. First step is raising them. Good luck. They are like velociraptors.
They are. These ones are Cornish cross that we're doing today.
Our first step is we got to go get ice, and our nearest ice place is about a half hour away for bulk ice. So that's where we're going now. So stick around.
See you in a while. God bless.
All right, bulk ice at the store is going to cost you a lot. So the best thing to do is find a giant bulk ice place. Instead of paying $2-3 for a little tiny bag, you get 20 pounds for a couple bucks.
Here's cooler number 2. We have 3 of them. They're 50 quart coolers.
Good morning again. So roughly 90 Cornish cross. I will tell you, first off, we went and got the ice this morning, and so that ice, those are 150 quart ice chests. Each one holds about 6 or 7 bags of ice, so it's, I don't know, it's close to like 140 pounds, 20-pound bags. So have a friend or mate help you. The other thing is, if you have a weak stomach, this job's probably not for you. This is not mud. I am covered in chicken dung. So yeah, if you're got a weak stomach, and my wife would pan down, you could see my feet, but she's not panning. There she goes. Yeah, so this is what you get blessed with to process your own chickens, and it only gets messier from here. So
Yeah.
we spared you the gory details of that aspect, but we got them in the back of the truck. If you don't really have a way to transport, like I made this out of reclaimed material for the back here because we didn't have a hatch, and we just put that in there, we strap it in, and I just cut the net out. We just pass them through right into the window, and there they are. So easy chicken transport. So I just want to add on, yeah, this is chicken dung, but it could be a lot worse. You should stop feeding your birds 24 to 48 hours before you're processing. Our birds are free range, although they're in a tractor. We move them around the grass. So when we stop feeding them their standard feed, we move the tractor onto a new patch of grass. So they still have something to eat. They eat the grass, they'll eat the bugs, but we just cut out the extra feed. So that way this process is a lot cleaner, and it helps with the final cleaning of the birds themselves, so you don't have to worry about contaminating the meat. So I just wanted to throw that in there.
Well, we are here at the processing area, so I'm going to take you around and show you what we got. Here we have the cage that's going to contain the 90-some birds, same one we used in our last video. Over here we have our humane kill station, so we're going to do it the humane way so they don't flop around, and give them the most peaceful way to go. Here we have the dipping station. This water right here will be up to 145 degrees, no hotter. If it's any hotter, it could scald them, but that's not hot. See where we're at now. We're at 97.3 right now. So
get yourself one of these thermometers. They're great. Digital laser thermometer.
Gives you a perfect reading.
They're not very expensive, and it makes it very easy.
Yeah. Mike's got a hose over here, which is going to help with the plucker here. This is where they will be de-feathered, and then the feathers come out on the back side.
Now these make a great tool when you're doing lots of birds. If you're doing a few birds or even a couple birds, you can actually get a glove that will help defeather them, or a small drill attachment that will defeather them. This is our friends. It's about $600 unit. You can get something much less expensive if you're just doing a small batch, but this definitely makes the job easier on a large batch.
Yes it does. All right, and then after they come out of the plucker, Mike will put them here, or whoever's doing the plucker will set them here.
After I'm done with my coffee.
After, yes, coffee. And here will be a station for taking off the feet, the ends of the wings, and so forth. It'll come down. We will gut them here and dispose of the guts, and then they will come down and we will do the spatchcock process, which I'll show you that again. I showed it in my first video, but I'll do a little more detailed one this time. After we leave this station, we will come here to where the bird will be spatchcocked. We will cut the spine out, and then we cut the sternum, just a snip, maybe an inch, a half an inch long, and it allows it to open flat. You can clean it out a lot easier that way. You get the lungs out, anything else that's left in there, you can clean that out.
You save the backbones for soup bones.
Yes, save everything. Save the feet, save the guts, the guts, but the livers, the kidneys, the gizzards, those are good for dogs. People cook them up for their animals. And then I'll come down here and we'll get fully cleaned off, rinsed off, and then down a 5-gallon bucket of water, which has about 2 tablespoons of vinegar in it, which helps sanitize it. They sit in there for 5 minutes or less, and then they'll come into the cooler. These don't have the ice. These ones don't have ice in them yet, but they will. You put them in the cooler to cool down so they lose their body temperature.
And this is your pink bucket?
This will be what's called a pink bucket, and then it'll go to what's called a white bucket, because the water, you put some little bit of water in the ice, it makes it easier to put the chicken in, and you get more in there, and it'll turn kind of pink, so that's why it's called a pink bucket.
The ice actually helps draw the remainder of the blood out of the meat.
Yeah, and
which is what turns it pink.
Yeah.
And then it drops the body temperature to keep bacteria from growing.
So this station will be our bagging station. This is where we're going to come and shrink wrap them. We'll put the bird in the bag, you tighten it up with a zip tie, you put a small hole in the bag near the chest bone.
About a 1/4 inch is all.
About a 1/4 inch, just a little poke. And then you take that and you dip it in this. This will be 185 to 200 degrees, and it shrink wraps. All the air escapes the little hole that you have poked into the bag. And when that's done, you pull it out. No more than, it only takes like a minute.
5 seconds, not even a minute. It's 5 seconds.
Yeah, 5-10 seconds.
Not even 10. 5,
even 10.
because you don't want to
5
scald the bird.
Yeah. So you just dip it in there for 5 seconds. You pull it out, and then you put a label over where you poke the hole, and then it'll go in. Once we have our ice buckets over here, it'll go in the final bucket.
The white bucket.
It's called the white bucket, and then it'll be ready to go in your freezer. So.
All right, so right now we're just about ready. We've got bags and buckets. So this is vinegar water solution in the spray bottle. That's what's going to be used to sanitize all of the tabletops right now. That's what Melissa is doing.
Yeah, I just finished actually.
So now tools are important, good tools. You can buy cheap knives and you're going to fight it every step of the process. So now we don't get paid, we don't have promotions or advertisers or anything like this. This is just what we found, and everybody likes them, so everybody around us has been buying them.
Wild Light.
This is Wild Light, 6-piece game processing set, and then these really fancy, I don't even know what they are, they're on Amazon. Maybe Melissa can find the link and share the link in the description. We'll try. But these actually will come apart. These fancy shears, we cut the backbone out. These are very sharp.
Very, very sharp. I can get it open. Operator.
But they will open, and actually,
if you,
that comes off, and it'll turn into 2 knives.
Yep.
So they're pretty snazzy, and they work really well. So tools are important. Spend a little bit extra on tools, it'll make the process go much faster.
These 2 items cost $65 between the 2 of them.
But they work nice. This is the little knife that I use to dispatch the birds. And it's nice, sharp, does a nice clean cut, which you want. You don't want your birds to suffer. We'll try to stress them as little as possible. So we got half of our birds in the holding pen. Now these are much larger than the last batch we did. We were able to get 84 birds in the pen the last time. This time we got 45 in there. So there's still half of them in the pickup truck on hold. So we're going to go ahead and get ready. We're going to do 1 bird and walk you through the whole process before everybody gets here and our system starts working quickly. So stay tuned. All right. So our water is 150.6. Again, we said 145 to 150, so perfect. I turned it down so that we don't have to, it's just running on low, so it'll stay about that temperature. So when you grab your birds, you just put them upside down. They'll actually mellow out real quick. Put them in, breast towards you. Now this is where it's going to get bad for some people. So at this point, if you don't want to watch the bird dispatched, you should turn off the video. And keep your face back because these birds may kick and you might get scratched in the face. So right here above the pink, this is where you want to actually do your slice. You want to press firm and slice. You want to get it done. You don't want the bird to suffer. So. And then just hold the bird in. And that nice steady stream means that you got a good clean cut. The bird will bleed out fast and is already gone. Any movement after this is going to be purely involuntary, The bird is fairly bled out right now and is dispatched. Takes about 30 seconds to a minute before the bird's actually totally gone. And then we'll just let the bird bleed out here. We'll hold it so it doesn't flop around, and it's the dispatching process. All right, our bird is done. It takes a couple of minutes. Just let it go. We've got our water temperature. It's 150-ish degrees. So we're just going to dunk our bird. We're going to go 10 seconds, 3 times. Make sure to swirl it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is sterilizing the bird and loosening the feathers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let the water run off. It's kind of letting the bird cool also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, now that we've done that, we go straight into the plucker. Other than a couple of pin feathers that pull out real easy, we got a clean bird. And a bird that is ready for the processing table.
So now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to detach the feet. And there is a knuckle. There's like a sweet spot. You find that sweet spot. Attach the feet. My bucket's over there. You can feel it right there. All right, take the feet off. We'll take this little bit of the wing off.
Now you don't have to do this. This is how we do it.
This is just how we do it because, I mean, there's really not much on there. But we will save all this.
Save all of it for soup stock.
For soup stock. There. Okay, and we have that, and I'm going to take the whole neck off because I don't keep the neck. We'll use that for soup broth as well. And I did sanitize and clean my hands before I started this process, if anybody's wondering. And the tables are all cleaned and sanitized. Okay, now we got that. Now it's going to come down here.
Next station. And take a knife. Actually, I want this knife right here. All right, I'm going to lift up, pull it away a little, and poke. Kind of go down. Don't go in towards it. Just go down. Make a slice, and then end it the rest of the way open because you don't want to cut anything inside. You don't want to take the meat.
You don't want. Yeah, you don't want to. Want to make sure not to break the gallbladder. So you're going to reach in, your fingers up along the breast, kind of slowly but firmly reach in, pull your guts out. Oh, you know.
And this is where you're squeamish.
This is where you're squeamish.
It's not for you.
I'm not going to worry about pulling the esophagus out up here. Some people do that first, but we're going to spatchcock it and we'll pull it out then.
We have an audience this morning.
Yes.
Everybody say good morning.
Good
morning. It's too early for this.
Here's our...
They weren't out with us at Stupid 30, though.
There's our liver and our kidneys and the gallbladder. You do not want to cut that. You don't want to break that. If you break that, it destroys everything. It is poison. Be very careful. All right, so I got that. This is going to go in a baggie. Keep that. And then I'm going to cut this off. We stopped feeding these birds good last time. And this is going to go in a garbage bag. Goes in the garbage bag. All right. Now the bird's going to come down here. It's the spatchcocking station. This is where we cut the spine out. and flatten it out. So you just want to go along the spine. These scissors are very, very sharp, so be very careful. Just cut down. And then go to the other side.
Yeah, this actually goes a lot faster when we have our systems in place and all of our stations working
like a little
effectively. It's like an assembly line.
A little assembly line.
So, but we want to make this first one so you can actually watch this and see what's happening.
Yeah. A knife. Cut this. It's the first one of the morning, so I don't have the routine for them going. Come on. All right. So we will save that for soup broth. So now, this is where, let me take this off. This is garbage. Now, this is where we're going to cut this right here. Cut this right here. It's pretty soft. You can use a knife or these super sharp scissors. And then it opens flat. See how it cracks open? And now you can reach in and clean out all this junk much easier than digging inside of it. Lungs come out easy. Anything that's left over, clean all that out. Off. Now I'm going to bring it over here. I'm going to grab my hose. Take this, I'm going to rinse it off real good. Rinse the table off. Rinse the outside off.
These last couple of feathers out of there.
Yeah, I got a couple over here too.
I don't want the feathers in the bag.
No, the feathers will come off. These little
pin feathers.
Little pin feathers. Fingers on that thing are a little old. And we have a nice clean bird that lays flat. See that? All right, so now we're gonna take the bird. We're gonna put it in the vinegar bath. It'll sit there for a couple minutes. I got some more feathers to pick off here while it's sitting in there. So then you're gonna take it, you're gonna put it in an ice bath. It's covered up so it can cool down, and that'll sit there for a few minutes because you'll gather a few birds and then you'll take them to the processing station. So we'll take you that in just a few minutes.
Yeah, we're going to do a few more birds now while we got people here standing around waiting. So when we get ready to do some of this sealing in the back, then we will go ahead and film that.
Yep. Just so everybody can see, this is our view this morning. This is just beautiful. There's a bush there, but what a beautiful view of the Smoky Mountains.
All right, so this bird we just took out of our pink cooler. It's been cooled down and cleaned.
I'll show you why it's pink, because it kind of turns pink.
So here's our bags. You can order these bags on Amazon. They basically shrink to fit the bird. So you just make sure and get the bird inside of there. It's nice and neat. We're gonna twist up the bag. And we're going to throw a zip tie on it. Our water's up to about 186, 187 degrees right now. Between 185 and 200 is perfect. This water is boiling hot, so you want to be cautious because it will start to bubble. So we're going to just go right here in the middle of the chest. We're going to poke a little 1/4 inch hole. We always do it right in the middle of the chest so we know where it is every time. So now we're going to take it. And once we put it in there, that hot water is going to force the air out of that hole. So it is going to bubble and boil. So keep your hands out of the way. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. You have a shrink wrapped bird. Now we're going to throw it back on the table. We're going to grab a napkin. We're going to dry that chest off where that hole is, right there. We're going to grab our label.
Maybe.
We're going to try to grab a label. And we're going to throw it right over the chest. And it's going to seal down there. Now this is freezer safe, ready to go. We're going to put it in our white cooler.
See how flat.
Now you can label these with the dates and the time. We really just freeze them, and then we take them out of the freeze and we can them all. So we don't worry about date, time, weight, anything like that. We really just put the label on to seal the hole. And we just throw it on ice. Cover it with a little bit of ice and on to the rest of the process. So that is from the cage to the ice box.
All right, everybody. Well, we have processed all the birds. There is one cooler full of shrink wrapped birds. It's all the way down to the end. We did run out of bags, so we don't have them all shrink wrapped. But now we're just doing cleanup. And everything is done. Cage is empty. Look what the chickens did. They annihilated the grass in that thing. And so now cleanup process. And we ended up with 88 birds total. Well, there we have it. Freezer almost half full. That is just today's haul. And then we also have the haul from the last processing we did. We also have a cow, part of a cow that we bought. All this stuff I will be processing in a pressure canner, and I will can it so that we can have food in our home, meat in particular, since we don't have refrigeration. This is actually over at a friend's house, so we are very grateful for that. But there it is. Well, thank y'all for watching. Appreciate your time and patience with us. And like, subscribe, share, and comment. And I will see you again. God bless. Have a wonderful day.